Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, three-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Puckers New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
Yes, let's go Devils. Once again, 2 wins in a row, followed by a home debacle against the Carolina Hurricanes. But we are here. We're the Uncle Puckers. I'm Chris, along with Tim tonight. I apologize beforehand if audio or anything is a little wonky on my end. I'm having some technical difficulties, so I think we can work ourselves through it, though. Timothy, what's up,
Hi.
dude?
Hey, everything's fine.
Yeah,
Day off
good
today. God bless Martin Luther King. Good
Happy
job.
MLK Day to you, sir.
I have a dream that the Devils win 34 in a row. But
well,
you can't get everything. You can't get everything you dream for, right?
No. Yeah, I have a dream that one day Luke Glendening will score a goal for the New Jersey Devils, but it's not going to be tonight.
Won't be tonight.
So I guess I know you have a lot of stuff that you're going to kind of go into that we're going to talk about. We're going to dive a little bit into some of these metrics of some of our, lesser.
We talked about the Carolina game and kind of where we are and what, where do we go from here? Like, what's the deal, man? There's also been a couple trades in the NHL were kind of interesting, so we can chat about those.
Well, let's start with the Canes game. I thought that, I don't know about you, but I saw it coming. Like we're playing good, we're having opportunities, leading them in shots for most of the game, and we just couldn't bury shit. I mean, how many glorious opportunities and not one of them make it by Freddie Anderson? And, I hear Danico all the time saying, how many times have we seen this, right? Goalies that aren't maybe not having the best seasons and struggling a little, but then they play us and they look, they look like Dominic Hasek. Well, I think the common denominator here is not the goalies, it's us. And the fact that the Devils cannot score goals. And, and then again, the first goal goes in and we can talk about Markey on that goal. But I mean, the second goal was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
And when you're in a game like that, 2 weeks ago, whatever, we're in the exact same position and we spot him 2 goals. Luke spots him 2 goals right off the bat. You are never going to beat the Carolina Hurricanes when you're not finishing your chances. Because look, you were lucky to get that many chances against the Canes.
Carolina, they were not a very good team against us. We beat ourselves.
Absolutely,
we beat ourselves, and that's kind of the story of this team. And that game was 2 different games. And the first half of it, we were dominant. We were the dominant team. We were the better team. Chances, shots, play style, everything. We were the tougher team. We were beating the shit out of them. And look, and then Luke just errant pass in a neutral zone. They turn it back and score. And it's just like, he's got to stop this shit. That's 3 goals against Carolina within the course of a week. But I don't think, and I think this is what's happening that Keefe is doing. I know people are clamoring to sit Luke or bench Luke, and it's just not going to happen. And I think it's largely it's a couple things. I think it's largely a lefty righty situation, but also B, our biggest issue, first and foremost, this entire season, all of last year, is scoring goals. And the option, if you were to take Luke out, would be to move Pesce over to the left and have even more. And then you have 4 of your 6 defensemen are basically grenade launchers.
Yep.
And when your biggest challenge is to score goals, you need the offensive defenseman in. And I think Keefe is doing the calculus of like, I need his offense and need to live with the defense right now, because offensively, like his contributions are great. Like from the offensive from the red line into the offensive zone, he's our leading scorer by a lot defensively. Like he's fourth in expected goals for all defensemen. He's 10th in shooting attempts. He's 29th against all defensemen in points. He's 7th in scoring chances, 13th in high danger scoring chances. He's 14th in shots and first in shot attempts. So like he's generating offense. It's just his defense. He still has these fucking knucklehead fucking moves, and it's just like I don't know. This is kind of like the drag on him coming in, and I'm getting a
Flower
little
pot hat? Is that what Devil have been saying? I have a little flower pot hat on. Should I get a whip too?
singer
I'm
of
sorry.
Devo.
Um,
But like it's just these knucklehead plays, and it's just like kind of this was the knock on him coming in is that some of his processing issues defensively aren't very good.
I saw something else in that game early on. I think it was the first period, and I was about to text it in the group thread, and I was just like, I'm a nitpicking asshole. And then Luke ended up the goal you just said, where he just coughed it up in the neutral zone on an errant pass the other way. But twice I saw him having the opportunity to keep a puck in the offensive zone, and there was no hustle. Like it was just kind of a reach to get it twice. Like you should be hustling to keep this puck in. And I was like, what is up with his effort tonight? Like, it's Carolina scared him to the point that he's afraid to do anything anymore. And I don't know that. I mean,
I don't ever really see any effort issues with him, and then
it only happened twice, and it was on 2 clears by the Canes. And I thought he could have kept that in if he was fucking hustling a little harder. It's nitpicky, but when this
a little bit,
playing the way it is, you kind of nitpick, right?
Maybe, yeah. I guess, and he's got a magnifying glass on him, so anything that he does is just going to be scrutinized. Like on that errant pass, like he's going to try to make plays, and that was just a dumb attempt at making a play. Like just dump that in and live another day. My other issue though is like, where the fuck are the forwards? Like Mercer's like, what's his route through the neutral zone? Why isn't he presenting himself to Luke for a pass? And it's just, I don't know. It's just dumb all around. And Luke's easily to blame. So the other side of that,
a lot of this is effort in a lot of the ways.
I don't know. It's not. I do not see it as an effort thing with him.
No, I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about the whole team.
I get it, and that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm getting at with the distinction between him and Nemec. And actually, if you listen to a really good interview that Ace did with Christy Flannery, who actually they got into this a little bit, and that's always been the knock on Nemec is effort. And so that's kind of the distinction between the mistakes that I heard her make and her talking to the coaches and scouts and other people that have known and watched Nemec his whole career versus Luke. Luke's is a processing fucking he's dumb and makes dumb mistakes. Nemec he falls into these kind of lackadaisical effort issues. And if you're giving an effort and make mistakes, like you're going to live to fight another day. If you're not giving an effort and make mistakes,
Sure.
That's when you're going to get benched. And that's what I think is happening. I don't think there's some Hughes brothers conspiracy that I think people are making like Jack's going to get mad if Luke gets benched. No, he's not. Like these guys, they want to win games. And like I think Keefe is making the calculus like at this point we need to score goals and Luke's helps us score goals. And I think that's really the end of it. Plus the lefty righty thing where he doesn't really like having defensemen playing on their offhands. He's actually very, very particular about that. So anyway, get that out of the way. I do think the turning point in this game is the second goal right after that.
Yes. Terrible goal.
Like it just, I watched it a couple times. Like I don't even know where it went. It went right through him.
Yeah.
I don't know how this guy fucking sucks, man. And honestly, the first goal, like clean look at it from the slot, he looked like he was off his line, like a lefty in the slot right here who pulled it like to his glove side. Looked like there was like a foot and a half worth of fucking gaping net for him to shoot into. The third goal was bad as well. And then the fourth goal looked like someone threw a fucking Mario Kart banana peel at him.
Yeah, I know.
Like he tripped on himself. It was like, I'm like embarrassed. Like this is my
Mario Kart banana peel.
Yeah, it's like someone's like whoop, 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 and it's just like what the fuck, man?
My biggest issue that I had with that friggin' Canes game is like the indecision in their own zone with the puck, like they're not getting this thing out quickly. But you had this game when it comes to Markey, like I said in the last show I would have started Allen. Now, when Markey was in the net and I saw the starting, I'm like, I kind of get this. Like they won 2 in a row. They're feeling, trying to feel good about themselves. They're in a better place where they were a few games ago. This, if you're going to make a push, needs to be your starting lineup. You need to have Jacob Markstrom be your number one, your undisputed number one. Like maybe this is Keefe's way of just saying, okay, man, pat on the back. Go out there. Let's show the NHL what the Devils can be. And he shit the bed again. And it's like it's so frustrating. Like, dude, you were supposed to be so much more for this team. That second goal doesn't go in. It's a 1-0 game. You don't know what happens.
Yeah, exactly. But also to
allow that shit to happen.
Yeah, and when you're playing and your goalie and your goalie sucks and he gives up a bad goal, you're just like it's so demoralizing. And you could see like in all of the models, like the advanced expected goals models that track shots and everything, you could see it just go flatline right after that goal. It's just like the rest of the team is just like, fuck this, man. Like if this guy can't even make one goddamn save to bail us out. But the other issue, and Keefe said it too, is like they had 6 clean looks, including 2 breakaways before that. We couldn't score on. Jack has a breakaway, like he needs to score there. Glendening with the worst breakaway opportunity I've ever fucking seen.
They had a lot of good opportunities.
Yeah, like Jack was in behind where he tried to go backhand short side, but he can't shoot.
Yeah.
And there's a 2-on-1 where Mercer just lost the puck. Like it's unbelievable. And I am convinced that this team is not this bad. I do not think they're this bad.
So what's the problem?
I don't know. Like I don't know if they're not playing for Keefe. I don't they don't like his systems. I don't know if they're just collectively snake bitten. I don't know if they're just gripping the sticks too tight when they get a chance. I don't know. It's fucking crazy to me that Nico scored 35 goals last year. He has 15 now. And he's our leading goal scorer. I wanted us to trade for O'Reilly 3 months ago to shore up that 3C. Ryan O'Reilly would be our leading goal scorer right now if we traded for him because he has 16 goals.
I think Bobby's son would be our leading goal scorer right now.
Yeah. Our leading scorer, you have to is 77th in the league.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
From points, 73rd in goals. And it's Nico for both. And it's just because Jack fucking hurt himself.
What do you think of this? And I think Dubs makes a pretty good point here. He says it works both ways. You ever play goalie when you know your team will not score any goals, and
that's fair.
It's shut out, and it's unbelievable pressure. And there is a lot of truth to that. It's a catch-22. Our forwards and our offensive defensemen and stuff, everybody on everyone playing out is playing tentatively because they're worried. They know that they're having trouble scoring goals. They're worried about what's going on behind them. Every play has to be perfect. They're worrying and thinking way too much. And then you got Markstrom doing the exact same thing. Fuck, we're into the midway in the second period. It's 0-0. If I just let one in, it could be the fucking game. It's a lot of pressure. Now, you would like to think that an NHL team with the hopes and aspirations that the Devils had going into this season, that you would be able to just clear your mind and play fucking hockey.
Yeah. Brett and Nico both have 30 goal seasons under their belt. Nico has 2, Brad has 2, I think.
Yeah.
At least 20 plus. Same with Mercer. Jack has a 40-goal season. Timo has a 40-goal season. It's these guys didn't just forget how to score goals. It's just, I refuse to believe that they forgot how to score goals. But you're right. All of it combined, you layer it all in, and then you layer in, it's Carolina, who just is in our heads, and we are their fucking bitch. And it's just and it's we just bend over and take it from them. And it's valid to say Markstrom's back there fuck, it's Glendening on a breakaway. Well, that's not going in.
And of all people, right? It's is that 14? Fuck, man.
Do you have pull up that chart? This is very funny. So Glendening finally is being taken out of the lineup tonight because he's so bad. And they're going with Paulie Cotter at 3C, which is an interesting move. And now all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, Cotter wanted to play center his whole career and was a center his whole career. It's like, well, why the fuck are we running Glendening out there as our 4C if Cotter's
Well, I mean,
a viable
you
option?
need 45 games to make sure that, Glendenning's not your guy, I guess,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, Ritter, you're right. Another season down the shitter. It sucks. I mean, Tim still is clinging on to the hopes that they're making the playoffs.
That's a bit. I've been out on this team for like 2 months. I'm just doing a bit right now that they're going to make the playoffs, just because on the off chance that they do, I'll be like, look, I was right the whole time.
Well, yeah,
I'm playing both sides here, Chris.
This is I get it. I mean, you kind of have to hedge your bets with this team. Here's your graph. Now,
Okay.
Go over with everybody what it is that you're showing them, because it gets really funny.
So this is a and look, this is using expected goals, and I realize there's a pretty big gap between our expected goals and real goals, so just bear with me. But generally, it identifies who should be playing on what lines. So on the bottom axis is offense, top axis is defense. So the better you are defensively, the higher you are, the better you are offensively, the further over you do right. So you expect to see Jack Hughes, Brad Heischer up in the top. The guys that are kind of our revolving door in the fourth line: Cotter, Lamico, Hallinan, Laguerre, LaChance, Perrant, Palat, Dadonov are pretty bad. They're playing worse than fourth liners right now. You'll see Cody Glass is up there kind of in a borderline 2C role. But if you look off the chart,
all the way
off the
to
chart,
the left,
all the way to the left,
past everything. This
everything.
little bit right here, all the way far on the left. The only thing there. What does that say, Tim?
That says Glendening. He is so bad at hockey that he literally broke this chart. He's so fucking bad. Like, he's not even good enough defensively to like appear like he's our worst defensive forward, and by miles our worst offensive forward. So he's finally out. And like, people are like, oh, face-offs, blah blah blah. Yeah, like he's not. That's his one redeeming utility, and he doesn't even do that well. Like the second goal against Seattle was 100% his fault. So I just thought, I saw this, and because I was looking at all the names on the chart, didn't even notice his name off there, and was like, wait a second, he's off the chart.
I couldn't find him when you first showed it to me. I'm like, where the fuck is Glendening?
The fucking chart bad.
Now,
so
here's the thing. Should we be shitting all over a guy who was a fucking PTO, comes in, gets to try out, and he makes the team? We probably, if the other guys were all doing what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't even be talking about Glendening. Am I wrong?
Correct.
Okay.
But and it's not on him. He's 38 years old and got to extend his career. You know who it's on? Again, it's on Tom Fitzgerald, and Keefe to an extent for continuing to fucking march him out there. Like, I'm so tired of these old hockey guy managers that are like, that throw this shit out there. It's like, I'm so tired of it. Like, these guys that are like, oh, grit and intensity and plays the right way. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like our team can't score goals. And it's just like that's what we need. We need fucking guys that can score goals. Like you can like we were way tougher than Carolina. Like we had all the toughness in the world. Like Kovacevic was a fucking animal. Timo fucking blew up Aho. How did that help us? It didn't at all, because we can't fucking score. No. Like Glendenning's breakaway opportunity, he actually double tapped it.
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't know how. Like that's hard to do. It's like he took the shot and was like, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And it's so bad.
And like Ritter writes here, season's over unless we start giving Allen the starts. The problem with that, though, is I don't know if Allen can handle a number one load at this time. And so it's you have a guy who, Allen, if he's playing tonight, and it doesn't look like he is, if you look at it, looks like Markey's back tonight. So, I get why you keep on putting Markey in. You got to, if you have any chance of moving forward and making the playoffs, which is laughable, but if you can't, as far as the coaching and management, you have to look at it that way, that you have to make it. You got to do it with Markstrom. So you have to do whatever you can to get him back in his game.
No,
now,
and Devil's Heaven, I'm sorry. Like, Glendening is not good. He's a terrible fucking hockey player. He's awful. Like, I don't give a shit how old school he is. He fucking sucks. He gets outscored in his minutes. He doesn't win the fucking draws he's supposed to. He's not a good hockey player.
well,
I don't give a fuck how old school these guys are. If they can't play hockey, get them off of my fucking team.
Well, there are some wrinkles tonight against the Flames in the lineup, and I want to talk about them and see what you think. So the first line is Jack, and he's centering Timo and Bratt. I like that line. I want to see that line. I think that line has a ton of potential. So I'm really hoping that once Jack gets kind of healthy and they're spent a couple more games together, that we'll start seeing the fruits of this.
It's weird because that was always the line that like didn't work, like, and now suddenly they're putting it together. Like, I don't know why we can't go back to the top six that I really thought had a lot of potential was Hischier, Meier, Bratt, Jack,
Mercer,
Gritsuk.
Yep.
Like, I don't know why, like that top six fucking absolutely cooked for like one game, then Jack got hurt, and we just haven't gone back to it. And I don't understand why.
Well, I think part of it is because of the lack of scoring. He wants to not make it so top heavy. I think that's why Gritsuk has been down in the bottom six.
Yeah, I get it.
So the first line of Hughes, Meier, Bratt, right? Not knowing nothing of what this team has done this year, you look at that going in, you're like, that's a fucking formidable line. And then Hischier, Palat, and Mercer. We can shit all over Palat, but since he's been playing with Hischier and Mercer these last week or two, he's been playing pretty good. He got a couple of goals. Hey, look, I'm taking it wherever the fuck you can get it.
Yeah, 2 goals in his last 2 goals played.
Right. And it came in one game. I understand it, but when you are, constantly trying to polish a turd, this is what you get. So the second line, you got Palat up now with Hischier and Mercer. Now our third line, Cotter, like you said, is now the third line, which might be our most consistent line over the course of the last few months, which was at the time Glass, Gritsuk, and Brown. Now that's got a monkey wrench, and it's Cotter, Brown, and Dadonov. So only one dude is still on that third line in Connor Brown. But our fourth line has been so fucking abysmal. And I think maybe I'm curious how many points our fourth line has actually generated all year. I would say that it's under 8.
We can actually look this up right now.
If we really just look at the points of Cotter, Nason, Lamico, Glendening, who else was on there at some point? I'll even put the Crookshanks in there, the 2 kids that came up for a few.
Perrant, LaChance, Laguerre, McEwen, all have 0.
Okay.
Lamico has 2. Glendening has 4. Dadonov has 0. Hallinan has 1. Crookshanks has 1. And Nason has 7.
So we have
7,
15.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points on the fourth line.
15 points. And how many guys to get those 15 points? How many was that? Like, how many guys actually had points?
1, 2, 3, 5.
So out of 5 guys over the course of our fourth line, they've managed 15 points in 40-something games. So they've been absolute dog shit. I think you are going to see an uptick on this fourth line tonight with Glass and Gritsuk and Lenny Hamaniho making his New Jersey Devil debut tonight. I'm very excited to see this kid play.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to, get carried away here because, Lenny's thing was always like it takes him a little bit to kind of ease into things. So it'll be very New Jersey Devils of us to like play him 7 minutes. He'll be a fucking ghost and then just never see the light of day again. But I hope he can bring a little bit of a spark. He's not a flashy player. He doesn't he doesn't wow you with speed. He doesn't wow you with anything. His thing is his brain. I kind of would have been interested to see him with Jack and Brad. I know they're not going to just do that with a rookie. That would be crazy. But it's good to get him in. And look, Calgary just traded their best defenseman.
Yep.
So it's like
there's fucking Vegas. How did the rich keep getting fucking richer and we can't even get rid of Dougie Hamilton?
Yeah,
defenseman. We can't get rid of him in this fucking league.
Yeah.
But
Anderson, yes, the 2 situations are pretty different. But
my point is whatever they want, they get. whatever we want, we don't get.
Yeah, because they have the balls to go for it. They
Yes.
give up a first, maybe another first if Vegas goes anywhere, a prospect.
I thought it was just a second they gave.
Well, it was
up
the
for him.
second. It becomes the first if Vegas wins the cup, I think.
Okay. So when Hamaniho was drafted by the Devils, his scouting report, they comped him to one former Devil. I don't know if you saw this. The one thing I kept seeing was that he has a lot of traits that resemble Sergei Brylin. And if this kid over the course of his career can become anything like what the Devils had back in the day with Sergei Brylin, it's a home run. You know, a guy who can play every spot up and down the lineup. He's always going to give you 100%. Yes, his skating's not good, not great, but his intelligence, his hockey IQ are all there, and he's not going to make mistakes.
That's the hope. Yeah,
that's the hope. You know, and so I'm excited to see him tonight. I mean, Calgary, I know that I haven't really followed them. So, and there's I think, who else is out in that lineup, right? Coleman's not playing. I think he's on IR.
Yeah, Coleman's on IR. There's someone else on IR too. And they're also starting Devin Cooley, who's their backup. So it just shows you like the kind of respect they have for the Devils.
Yeah. Well, you know, and the Devils deserve it.
Yeah.
The Devils deserve these slights.
We do. We are a get-right game for a team.
Yeah. And if you can go into Calgary tonight and put 5 or 6 past Cooley, then okay, you know, you make them eat their words and you make them pay for it. But, you know, I mean, I think we're all kind of assuming, like, you know, what's going to happen. We're going to score 2. Markey will let 2 bad ones in. They'll score another couple, and it'll be a 4-2 Calgary win. That's an excellent question, Devil Heaven. I'm not sure because that stuff isn't always public, but I will look it up just to see if there is anything.
Probably say limited 2 or 3 million. One other fun fact about Carolina.
1.9.
Yeah. Is since 22-23, we've been 0-25 on the power play against them. And this is another thing about our scoring. Our power play looks like a fucking mess right now. We were 0 for 25 against them, and we've been outscored by their penalty killer 7-3.
That's so fucking bad.
It's so bad. I think
God, we suck.
The move that I would do, honestly, look, if you want to be punitive towards Luke, which I don't disagree with, is take him off power play 1 because that shit's not working. Whatever fucking they're trying to do on power play 1, that shit ain't working. Put Dougie back there. If you're gonna run Dougie out, he would be our best power play 1 quarterback. They tried to do 2 different units with everybody mixed up. That shit didn't work. They tried to go back to the number 1 unit with Gritsuk on it, and that shit didn't work. It's just like there's so much fucking wrong with this team, and like I'm, you know. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to make the playoffs unless we make the playoffs. And Tim said we make the playoffs. But what we need to be doing right now is clearing out cap space and preparing to retool this team. I agree. Because I think there is still ability in this group to win. And I just think some of the bigger pieces should probably go. You know, and I continue to look at, you know, I think people are going to ask about Nico at the trade deadline. I personally don't think it would be a good move to move on from Nico.
No.
And I think Jesper Bratt's the guy I keep coming back to. You know, the way his production has just fallen off a cliff is remarkable. Like from a play driving and metric standpoint, like he's still an absolutely elite forward, but it's just something just isn't there where he's clicking. And I don't know if it's being anchored to Palat, who can't finish for him, but you know, or you know, whoever he was playing with can't finish, but just the collective fall off of everyone needs to be studied.
And you know, moving Bratt is, you know, I think most Devil fans don't want to move him. I think we like him, but out of who's going down, we know Dougie's not going to be on this team, whether it's this year or it's over the summer. He's not going to be a Devil in the start of the 26-27 season. But Bratt is probably your one guy that, if you are smart with what you do with him, can give you a much better return. because teams will want a guy like Jesper Bratt. And I think you would have, that's your biggest return because you're not trading Jack, you're not trading Nico, and I don't think they want to trade Timo. I think they like what he brings.
Yeah, I do too. I wish he would score more. Like, I do kind of feel like in a better situation, maybe with better line mates and better deployment, power play one, like he would, and that's another reason why I think, you move off from Bratt, because you can move Timo into that spot that Bratt's on in the power play, and it'll be better. I do not. So like Kiefer Sherwood was traded today, and I thought he would have been a horrible mistake to add him, because he's another 30-plus guy that went on a shooting bender. I get he hits people, but he wouldn't be the answer. And we shouldn't be renting players right now.
No, I agree with that. At this point, no.
We should be clearing cap. We should be clearing that cap. We should be clearing Dougie. We should be clearing Palat and setting ourselves up for next year. And if we can move in, get new, younger guys right now to take care of that, that would be great. And
like if Hamaniho steps in and he could play, I mean, that's a huge empty slot that you are now filling with homegrown talent, which is something that you have to do if you're going to compete. It can't just be going out on the free agent. You got to build your homegrown and develop it. And we haven't really seen that in a while. So I'm hopeful, but I do want to say this, like, if they decide to figure their fucking shit out and get it together, their next 6 games are actually fucking winnable. And, and that's the thing that's frustrating. Like, you have the Flames tonight. You have the Oilers tomorrow night. Then you don't play until Friday. You got a nice rest. You're playing Vancouver. I have one question I want to ask you after this. Then Seattle, which we just beat, and then the Jets, and then Nashville. Like,
the hardest game in that is the Oilers, and Leon Draisaitl and Leon Draisaitl had to go home to Germany to deal with the family matter. So we're going to play the Oilers without Draisaitl.
And I mean, these are 6 winnable games if you get your fucking head out of your ass and you play a smart 60 minutes and finish when you have the fucking opportunities. You can beat these teams. Unfortunately, we've seen so many winnable games for this team that they just fall short. They don't give the full 60. They make stupid fucking mistakes. One thing goes against them and they crumble like fucking blue cheese. It's just frustrating. So I agree with you.
Look, I don't want this team to be bad.
Nobody
does. I don't think any fans do. Like, I would love to see them suddenly just pull their head out of their ass, go rip off a fucking massive winning streak, and get right back in this. Because they're only 4 points out with a game in hand against Metro 3.
Why?
And Metro 3 is what they got to aim for, because the wild card 2 isn't.
I agree. You got to get in the top 3. But why can't Fitz do the retool we're talking about in season? It's possible. Why are we still running the same lineup out? Is Hamilton and Palat that untradeable right now?
No, I don't know. I like it's. I don't know if people are like, we'll give you a 4th for Dougie, and it's like fucking Calgary, and Fitz is like, no, I can't do that. I still think I'd rather either get a prospect, a first, like either, or like a 3C type, like that. I keep looking at fucking San Jose. The only 2 guys that I think, if we were to pick up players from a bad team this year, and this would be a massive trade, and I don't think there's even a planet that this happens on, but the 2 guys that have been rumored, well, one guy has been rumored on St. Louis, Cairo, and another guy that's popped up recently in rumors is Robert Thomas.
Yep.
So
I
those 2 guys,
after you left the show, I mentioned him. Yeah.
I don't listen to the show when I'm not on it.
I understand. Why would you?
I'm just kidding. You guys did nothing but rip into me. But I think if we can somehow finagle a way to get Thomas and Cairo, like that would be the guys, the type of guys that we need. They're cross controlled. They're under contract. Both of them have 5 more years on their deal. They're young. One's 26, one's 27. But combined $16.25 million. So we would need to find that money. Guess who makes $15 million between the 2 of them?
Yeah, those 2.
Yeah, I mean, our decor will suffer if we get rid of Dougie. Like, Luke and Nemec have not taken the steps defensively that we wanted.
What if Seamus Casey is a fucking superstar?
He's not. He's just
what if he is?
He had his beautiful little shining moment, but I think we need to sell high on him while he's an AHL All-Star and had that pop last year.
I have two other guys I want to ask you about, and they're both on Vancouver. And the first one is Jake DeBrusk.
He was the guy I was interested in, but I think he's another.
I wanted him back in the summer. I thought I liked him back before.
Yeah,
Boston
and
sent him
you know
to
that's
Vancouver.
part of the issue. How old is he? He's 29 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has a reasonable contract. It's 25. He's primarily a left wing too, which is something that we need. I don't know. Does he move the needle? He feels like a second, third line guy, you know, like another middle six guy. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
a middle six guy. I'll give you that.
I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know, we've been searching for that guy, and you know, like I do feel like Lenny kind of is a little bit of a Toffoli light a little bit. Doesn't move his feet
I
well,
hope
good
so.
shooter, good IQ. That's what Toffoli was, and that's the type of player that played well with those guys. But again, you know, there's also Gritzik there, and you know, the guys that I would move out if we could get like a Thomas and Kyrou package, it would probably be, you know, our first is gone, Seamus, Mercer, Brat, and maybe some other stuff thrown in there. Like that would be, I think, the perfect kind of package for those two. I don't know what else we would need. Maybe another first or another couple of picks, but whatever, you know, it depends on what St. Louis wants out of them. They want. I don't see why they would want roster players because they should be tanking.
But both of those guys in Thomas and Kyrou are something that the Devils don't have, and that's their snipers. They can score goals. And, you know, that's what we need at this point. Another guy who I honestly think can be a hell of a player. I don't know if it's his give a shit-o-meter in Vancouver he doesn't care, and I don't like his contract. But Elias Pettersson, EP40 is on the block. What do you think?
He's a good player. He makes $11.6 million for the
A lot
next
of
5
money.
years. You know, that's a lot of money. I don't see Vancouver retaining on that at all. Like that would be crazy. But
I think they might have to. But yeah, I could see what you're saying.
yeah, just for 5 years. If the NHL had a thing where like you could retain for the year you acquire the player in, and then the rest of his contract's paid out. I think he winds up in fucking Carolina.
You know, that's kind of why I brought him up to us, because, you know, they're going to try and get themselves a sniper. And, you know, we talked about the three guys, right? In Pettersson, Kyrou, Thomas. I can see Carolina putting a full court press on any one of those three guys. So if you're serious, you know, why the fuck not? I still think that there's that craziness of Tom Fitzgerald is just so prideful that he is, you know, this is the core I built and it has to win. It has to work. You know, I don't appreciate that. I much rather appreciate a general manager who says, I tried it doesn't work. We're moving off it. Tom Fitzgerald is not that guy.
No, he's not. And that was the rumor about Palat was that everyone in the organization, particularly like the analytics guys, were like, do not sign Palat, do not sign him to that contract. And Fitz was like, no, I want this guy. Because, and it goes back to like what I said at the beginning of this, is like we need to stop trusting these guys that played in the league and know what it's like, who have a fucking high school education. Like the best GM in the league right now was an agent, Bill Zito. The second best GM, Jim Nill, is the only guy who played, but he also has a college degree. John Cooper, the best coach, was a lacrosse player in college. Dan Muse, the best up-and-coming coach that just turned Pittsburgh around, played D3 college. Like, the amount of guys that, you know, you look at Tulsky in Carolina, who has balls. Like he may be like a nerdy little spreadsheet guy, but he has fucking nutsack. He stepped up over and over and over again. They have a clean cap sheet, a bunch of good players signed to young teams, and that team is fucking humming. Yep. You know, you look at Colorado, same thing. Those guys their front office didn't play. Same as Washington, their front office didn't play. Like Minnesota, Bill Guerin's probably the most successful GM right now that did play, and that's because Quinn fell in his fucking lap.
And you know, when it comes to the Palat deal, so if everybody remembers correctly, Palat was a fucking consolation prize. All right. Fitz was going so hard over Johnny Gaudreau. And we were close to getting him, but the day that Goudreau signs with Columbus, Fitz announces, it might have been the day after, it doesn't matter, announces Palat. And, coming off the 2 cups, and, I was happy with him. Like, I thought, at first, like, this is the kind of guy that this team needs. But it was obvious that he was not. And it was also obvious that he just was that consolation prize, just to fucking have something, instead of just, okay, well, we didn't get Goudreau. What are the other route? Like, he had that already done. That's my plan B, and I'm just going to go and jump in. And we got Palat for fucking $6 million a year, who has scored, maybe 12 goals since he's been a fucking Devil. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's, and he scored 2 goals in his last 2 games, but don't look at the rest of his season. And it's just like he's just not producing, and he is more valuable as a cap casualty than he is on the ice. Like, I get, we probably could have used him in the lineup against Carolina, but like, we need a better player who makes the money that he does. I'd be fine with Palat if he made $2-3 million and was like a third, fourth
he's
liner.
playing like a $2-3 million player. He has 34 regular season goals in 197 games as a Devil.
And it's the same shit that we've done over and over and over again. We have no good pro, like, and it's not just Fitz. It's the entire mechanism that feeds into this team. And one of my biggest issues is pro scouting. Like, we don't have anyone, like, we've signed Pesci, Dillon, Nason, who else? Fucking Dodonov, Glendening. Like, we've found all these guys either on the scrap heap or on the back 9 of their careers.
Yeah.
It's like, we need to find guys. When we found Siegenthaler, when we found Marino, like, guys that are on the upswing in their careers, and then if we need to sell high on them,
maybe our cap casualties in another team or something, like, that's who you go and get.
But I think that world's over, where there are going to be cap casualties. Like, now that the cap is growing so much, like, cap casualties were a thing during the flat cap, and Fitz didn't take advantage of that. We had a clean cap sheet like 2-3 years ago, plenty of money to spend, and he gave it to a third pair defenseman, a second pair defenseman, now to a fucking 36-year-old goalie, a third liner, a fourth liner. And it's just, he loaded us up with these 30+ veteran contracts because he's a good guy and likes hard-nosed players to play the right way. But if we can't fucking score goals, it does not help.
And
if
you can't fucking stop him.
And you can't stop him, it doesn't fucking help.
Well, all right.
So,
all right. Well, you know what? We're gonna wrap this one up for tonight.
Yeah.
Because I want to go eat some dinner and get a little bit of rest before the 9 o'clock game, because I'm probably not going to stay awake for the entirety. But I'm going to try.
I guess my beer league game is tonight.
Oh, you're playing tonight?
Yeah, 10:45.
10:45?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I'll be sound asleep on my couch with a gummy in me by 10:45.
I'll be 3 beers deep with a gummy in me, fucking getting on the ice at 10:45.
All right, so, we saw what happened, right? They won the 2, then they lost to Carolina, and that was the first of a 4-game losing streak. And then they come back, they just won the 2, they lost to Carolina. We just said the next 6 are winnable games if they get their fucking head out of their ass. How's tonight going?
Oh, we're going to win. We're going to win out the rest of the season and make the playoffs and win the cup.
Okay, how's tonight going to go?
I think they eke out like a 4-2 win.
All right, so you're going to go Devils with the win tonight.
Yeah, I think Markey returned to Calgary vibes. I bet Cotter and Dougie with goals in a little 2-way parlay. Right. Plus 6,600.
If we're going to make some predictions, I'm going to put 2 guys that are going to get on the score sheet tonight with goals. Jack Hughes will score a goal tonight.
All right.
And Arseny Gritsuk will score a goal tonight.
Ah, there you go.
Those are my 2.
So Grits, Jack, Cotter, Dougie. We win 4-2.
Okay. And we will all wake up tomorrow morning going, that kid Hamaniho is not too fucking bad.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope so. And look, if we win tonight, then that's
3 out of
3-1, 3 out of 4, and it just happened to be Carolina.
Yeah.
We win again tomorrow. Then it's 4 out of 5, and here I am again, fucking starting to think that something's doable.
You get the
But
4 out of 5, and you're going in the right direction. I don't think
just
anybody is wearing the rose-colored glasses to the point that think that this team is anything more than what they are.
just play
They're
with some pride. Just play with
that's
some
it. I
fucking
mean, that's
pride.
really all we're asking for, right? Just go out there and play fucking hard. Like, there are some good players on this team. Just play hard. And when shit doesn't go your way, come together as a team and don't just roll over and show your belly like they fucking always do. Have a little fight.
I mean, the old phrase, Beachmaster said it. You win with fins. So
yeah. Is that Hamaniho's finish, right?
the Hamaniho's finish, yeah.
All right, we got our fin. That's it.
Here we go. We got one.
We got one.
And, that was the other thing. I said this a couple episodes ago, but like now that the Olympics are closer, I was thinking about this. It's like we're like third on like how many players are going to the Olympics from their team. But if you like actually look at the teams that our Olympics guys are on, they're on like the 6th best team and like the 7th best team, and the team is going to get fucking smoked.
Whenever that happens, just remember that Eric Holla has a place on the Olympic team.
Hey, Palat's on the Czech team.
Maybe
but we have nobody. We have a guy with one arm on the U.S. team and nobody on the Canadian team. That's what I'm looking at. We have two guys on the Swedish team, and one of them's a fucking charity case.
Yeah, and probably won't even start.
No, he shouldn't come anywhere near the starters net. Things have gone horribly wrong for Sweden if Markstrom is starting.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up, and we're going to go watch the Devils hopefully get their 3rd out of 4 wins tonight against Calgary. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. It's always fun. Oh, is Lemico finish?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
I thought we were talking about Hamaniho. I'm sorry.
Oh, Lemico is finished, yeah.
What's Hamaniho?
Hamaniho's finished.
Oh, so we have 2.
Lemico was playing in the Swiss league, so we got the Swiss softness.
And Lemico sucks. So
Lemico sucks. Yeah. All right. Enough out of you, Beachmaster.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. You guys know the routine: a like, a subscription, a 5-star review, a positive comment helps a little podcast that could. We will be back. Hopefully, the next show we'll have maybe in all 5 of us on. That might be fun.
Yeah.
See how that fucking goes. But we'll definitely get
chaos in the streets.
Exactly. But guys, thanks so much for hanging with us, and we'll see how tonight goes. Let's go Devils. See you when we see you.
Yeah, suck a dick, Valiquette.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
You can suck one too, Fitz. Fuck you.